By supporting the Hoedspruit Endangered Species Center, that's where we found goodness. Pick and Pay, always there for you.
Welcome back. You're tuning into Expresso here on SABC3 on this very, very nice Thursday morning. We're tackling quite a serious issue at the moment. We're talking about metabolic syndrome. It is said that it may overtake smoking as the leading risk factor for heart disease, and it is estimated that 1 in every 4 South Africans already suffers from metabolic syndrome. And with this rise in obesity rates among young adults, it is very, very important. It is a very, very important topic that we need to become aware of. And Fransa Katz joins us this morning to tell us a bit more about this very serious condition. Fransa, very nice to have you this morning.
Thank you.
Glad to see you have a lovely smile on your face with a serious condition like this. So yes. We're talking metabolic syndrome. It's something that I'm not too familiar with.
I think most people are not very familiar with it because it's quite a fairly new condition, and it's a condition that is actually made up of different risk factors, and when you do have those risk factors in your life, then you are far more at risk for cardiovascular disease, diabetes and stroke. So metabolic syndrome is looking at certain conditions, whether you have that or not. And that will be an indication to say, hang on, I better do something about it now, or I'm going to end up with cardiovascular disease. I'm going to end up being a diabetic, or I'm going to end up having a stroke.
Okay.
So that's what it's all about.
All right. So let's talk about what exactly is metabolic syndrome and what are the main causes?
Okay. The World Health Organization, they would define metabolic syndrome, and they would say, right, if you have there are 3 conditions. If you have one of those 3, and I'll mention them now,
okay.
And then there's another group of conditions, also 3. So if you have 1 out of the 3 in the first group, plus another 2 out of the 3 in the second group,
okay.
you combine that. So 1 plus 2 will give you 3 conditions. And if you have 3 out of the 6, you have metabolic syndrome.
Okay.
And then obviously you will probably, your chances are so much higher to end up with the cardiovascular, etc. problems.
All right.
Now your first group, if you're a diabetic already, so if you're a diabetic or if you have a low glucose tolerance, which means your glucose levels, when you have a blood sugar test for diabetes,
yes.
your glucose sugar, the level of glucose in the blood is not as high as a diabetic, but is not normal. So it is in the higher range all the time, although
yes.
you're not diabetic. So either diabetic, or you have a low glucose tolerance, or thirdly, your insulin resistance is high. Now, when you say somebody is insulin resistant, there you can measure it by measuring your waist circumference.
Yes. Okay.
And if in men it's more than 102 centimeters, and in women more than 88, then you insulin resistant. So if you have one of those 3,
yes.
plus you have 2 from the next 3, which I'm going to mention,
okay.
you're overweight and you don't really exercise.
All right.
You have high blood pressure, where it's measured as higher than 140/90. Or, what's the third one? We actually have it here on the board.
There we go. High triglycerides.
That's it. That's for your cholesterol.
Yes.
So high triglyceride levels and low HDL. HDL is your good cholesterol.
Good cholesterol, yes.
So I don't know if the viewers can see the board, but actually, so if you have 1 out of the blue, 1 out of the red, and 2 out of the blue.
Okay.
So you can be diabetic, and you can have high blood pressure and a high triglyceride and low LDL,
yes.
HDL. Then you have metabolic syndrome.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Or you might not be diabetic, but you can be insulin resistant. So you go measure your waist,
yes.
and it's more than what we've mentioned. Plus you're overweight and you don't exercise.
All
Plus you have high blood pressure.
All right.
Then you have 3 of the criteria according to the World Health Organization.
Right.
So I would say to you, Ewan, you have metabolic syndrome.
Yes.
And then what you need to do, the most important thing is lifestyle. Need to lose weight. your chance of getting cardiovascular disease when you carry weight around your waist is much higher than if you carry it around your hips or any other part of the body.
Exactly.
So you need to lose that weight, you need to start exercising, you need to eat right, that you can cut down and get your cholesterol right.
So there is something that you can do to combat it, but I mean, it comes with advice as well, and I'm sure that's what you guys can...
Well, that's what we do. You know, our nursing sisters are trained in this whole thing. There are natural products you can use that helps to get rid of all these issues. So, first of all, if I can end off saying, know your numbers, know your cholesterol, know your blood pressure, know your sugar levels. And if you want to know anything more about it, you know, come to our pharmacy, speak to our nursing sisters. There are natural products and other products to use to help you and fix the problem.
And on that point, people can ask you these questions tomorrow because Fransa will be manning the Pick and Pay's Facebook page.
That's
you can ask all medicinal questions or questions
about
relating to pharmacy and anything like that.
I'll be there the whole day.
You're going to be sitting there and you're going to be waiting.
That's right.
Great. So Fransa, thank you so much. I wish we had more time to chat about this. It's quite an in-depth...
Yeah, I hope you understood, because it's very difficult to try and, you know, put them together. But as you said, anyone can ask me questions on Facebook.
Ask us questions on Pick and Pay's Facebook page. Tomorrow, she will be right there for you guys. Right now, though, we're looking forward to G Sports. I've heard it's going to be a good one this morning. Check it out.
By supporting the Flower Valley Conservation Trust, that's where we found goodness. Pick and Pay, always there for you.